Hello again, everyone. Michael here with Felicity, November 8033 Foxtrot, a Cessna flight training device built here at home. I apologize about our unusually late start here. I did was slightly delayed, so I do apologize about that. It's gonna be try to have some fun this evening. Won't go into too many reasons why. It's just a crappy day on my end. So we're just going to have some fun. And we're going to depart out of Fort Smith, Arkansas. And just head northeast to 51 Alpha Romeo, which is Bird's Adventure Center. And we're going to test our ArkanSTOL course in X-Plane 12. I've flown it in 11 before. This will be our first time flying it in 12, and our first time flying it with Peterson Katmai as well. I am hoping for some decent results on both ends. Hawker, good evening, hello, and welcome. Always a pleasure, my friend. So that's kind of our plan today, this evening. I don't know what type of ATC coverage we'll have out of Fort Smith. I haven't checked to see who's online or anything like that. We'll see what we have. We may just be on Unicom the duration. So once we get into the plane, we'll go ahead and do our usual weight and balance. We'll do our weight and balance, and we'll go ahead and depart, and we'll see how it goes. And I'll explain the recent changes to the scenery as well. I'm getting ready to post version 2.1 on the .org, provided everything goes well. Today was 12. So that's kind of our plan, and I'll see you at the aircraft in just a minute.
I see you made it on board. Welcome aboard, Felicity. And happy to have you. We are on the ramp here at Fort Smith. Kilo Foxtrot Sierra Mike. It's going to be the FAA identifier. I don't know anything about it. I just picked a close enough paved strip to depart out of just to kind of fly into birds. So let's see what we can find out about Fort Smith. It is a Class Delta with a Terza? Yep, that's what it looks like, huh? And it says there is a ground and tower. I don't know if they'll be covered or not. Okay, so the Razorback approach is the terminal radar service area. And then Razorback departure Memphis Center is my overlying ARTCC. Alright, all stuff good to know. Are we connected to VATSIM? Currently, looks like we are. Memphis Center does appear to be online. So we will contact them for departure. And 126.1, does that match here? Okay, so it's going to be a different frequency. We'll pull that up shortly. Brian, hello buddy, welcome. Happy to have you. Getting ready to depart out of Fort Smith, heading up to ArkanSTOL to test out my newest version of the course. Just did this evening. Tested out in X-Plane 12. If all goes well, it'll go on the .org later this evening or tomorrow. For the pilot club, they have an event coming up this weekend. So let's go ahead and get our weight and balance done. For the flight there, I am going to give us a weight and balance of you and I on board and our baggage. So you and I in the front, and our baggage back there. Let's go ahead and just want to stay kind of light, and we're not going to dump much fuel. Be able to dump a whole lot of fuel. Tell you what, let's just go about half. Because it's about 3 hours of flight time. Burge is about 30 minutes away. We do have plenty of reserve. But then the aircraft's not too heavy when we go to run the course upon arrival. So takeoff weight 2,500 pounds at a gross weight of or a maximum weight of 3,100. Let's go ahead and apply those changes. And I might have said earlier, we're also going to be flying the Katmai in the birds. Based on the Peterson King Katmai 182. Let's see if we can. The entire elevator doesn't move. Or I should say the entire rear of the canard doesn't move. Obviously, it's the entire canard is fixed. So I tried to replicate it as accurate as possible. The only thing I'm missing is actual physical dimensions of the canard. I've yet to actually physically see a King Katmai or even a Kenai Katmai to get any sort of measurements from. So. Got your flight in the background. He's watching me in the background on TV as he does practice questions on the E6B and the electronic flight computer. Practice does indeed make perfect. Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. Okay. Got our weight and balance, got our fuel. We've got our water. Let's go ahead and get things started up here. Okay. Real quick, I'm going to file a VFR flight plan on the VATSIM network before we get going. We're type 182 for ICAO purposes. Lightweight category, slant golf. Kilo Foxtrot Sierra Mike. Sorry, departure. Off block time, we'll just say 0040. Altitude. That's a good question. Let's talk about our altitude. Bird's field elevation is 800 feet, but there is going to be some terrain. We may follow the river up through, or the road. We just go high enough and go direct. Either way, we're just going to, for departure purposes, going to be direct to birds. Let's go ahead and pack for this. Alright, got our fuel packed, pricing information, all the NOTAMs, all that good stuff. Let's take a look here, and what do we know about Fort Smith yet? Anything? I need to get a new tablet. The touchscreen, I believe, is starting to go bad. Let's see. Runway Choices. Obviously, will probably be assigned to runway. But let's see what we have here. They're both asphalt 0220 and 0826. So they almost have a north, south, east, west runway. Plenty of takeoff room, both of them. Okay. Now let's get started up here. Passenger brief. Well, we already kind of talked about what we were doing. Our humps time is 958.6. And there's 14.6 hours on the tack, essentially, since I got it out of Plane Maker. Okay. Circuit breakers roll in, and our alternate static is in. Start checklist, seat track. Let's go ahead and get scooted up here so we can reach the flight controls. Paddles. Alright, that's better. Avionics are off, or autopilot is off. Throttle, let's go quarter. Before I go too far, I will go ahead and real quick checklist I use. I done by Checkmate. After I match them up with the POH for the aircraft, I'll go ahead and use them. Great company to work with. And so where were we at here? Avionics, autopilot, throttles quarter, mixture's lean, and brakes are on. Clear prop, looks clear on the left, looks clear on the right, don't see anybody up front. Master on, beacon on, and mixture to rich, mags to start, clear. We do have engine rotation and our oil pressure is in the green. Our fuel tanks are reflecting half, which is what we put in. If this was a real world flight, I would obviously, almost every flight I would go on, make sure my wings are fully fueled. Very rarely, you know, and I can only say this as a student pilot, would I not take off with full fuel. if for some reason the baggage or passengers would exceed our gross weight, you know, I'd have to do something there, but one of my CFIs always told me that the only time the fuel gauge is accurate is when they're empty. I guess that kind of makes sense. Dave Jr. UK? Depends how much the instructor weighs. Alright, touche. But for our flight purposes, we are 600 pounds shy of gross right now. And welcome aboard, Felicity. Happy to have you. Spundot, hello, welcome. Getting ready to depart out of Fort Smith, heading to Birds to test our new ArkanSTOL course. Let's turn our avionics on. We are on Unicom currently. Let's see what we have here. Memphis Center 133.65. 133.65. And let's grab some weather information. What kind of ATIS do we have here? 126.3. See if we can grab that. One 6.3.
Fort Smith Regional Information, Quebec 2050 Zulu, arriving runways 2519 or departing runways 2519 or weather, wind 340 degrees at 9 or knots, visibility more than 10 miles, sky clear, temperature 28, dew point -2, altimeter 3005, advise on initial contact. You have information, Quebec.
Alright, Quebec is irrelevant.
Fort Smith Regional Information,
For
Quebec
all intents and
2050 Zulu,
purposes.
arriving.
I am going to keep COM2 active and monitor guard 121.5 while I am connected to the VATSIM network. Actually, no matter what network I'm connected to, I generally monitor guard on COM2 when able. Where were we at? Landing lights on. Our oil temperature has come up. Seat belts, let's get those on now. Let's finish filing our flight plan. That's what we were looking at, wasn't it? We were looking at our altitude. So let's just say VFR heading east 3500.
United 2707, contact Nashville approach 119.35.
Roger, contacting Nashville approach 119.350, United 2707. Thanks, sir.
We'll just say 0040.
Argentina 1737, descend via Chesney 2 arrival, landing north transition. Nashville altimeter 2999.
Descend via Chesney 2, number northern transition, altimeter 2999, Argentina 1737.
Alright, our VFR flight plan is filed. Let's make sure we didn't have any lower coverage. Doesn't look like it. So Memphis Center it is, 133.65. Memphis Center, November 8033 Foxtrot.
November 8033 Foxtrot, Mess Center.
Good evening, Type 182 Slant Golf on the ground here at Fort Smith, looking for a VFR departure to the east. I do have local weather.
November 8033 Foxtrot. Runway 25, taxi via Alpha, hold short of runway 1.
Taxi runway 25 via Alpha, hold short runway 1, November 8033 Foxtrot.
November 33 Foxtrot, correction. You can cross runway 2 on Alpha, and were you looking for flight following or just VFR on your own?
And we're 40 miles, or only 20 miles out or so. I mean, we don't necessarily need to be flight following. Would it be VFR direct?
Number 33 Foxtrot, roger. And I guess I'm a little behind here on the runway numbers, so it'll be runway 26 via Alpha.
26 via Alpha, November 8033 Foxtrot. Thank you. Two six via Alpha.
November 6 Bravo Whiskey, you can go ahead and start your descent to 8,000, maintain 8,000.
Yeah, start descend to 8,000, 6 Bravo Whiskey.
He told me to hold short runway 1. Alright. I am gonna hold short. He didn't tell me to hold short. I suppose I should, and let him know that I'm holding short. Yeah, I think I'll do that. 26 via Alpha. So we're gonna have to go. Tell you which way we're gonna have to go. Once I set my heading indicator, the compass. So runway 26 is that way. So Alpha must be that way. So we're going to the left. Parking brake off. I think we're ready to taxi. Let's go ahead. Double check pre-taxi checklist. Heading indicator compass we just did. Let me go ahead and set my heading bug to the wind direction. It gives me a visual on my takeoff roll. It was 340.
November 6 Bravo Whiskey, contact Memphis approach 125.8.
Alpha Memphis approach, thanks for ATC, 6 Bravo Whiskey.
Alright, turn coordinator, we'll test on the roll, attitude indicator, we'll test on the roll, and all of our lights are on. Run up, we'll just do that down there in the end. There's not a whole lot of traffic around here that I can tell. Alright, I think we're ready to taxi. Alright, manual brakes off. Wait a minute. Parking brake off. Manual brakes off. Manual brake test.
Caution, too slow.
Alright. This is Alpha. Looks clear. Looks clear. I am going to tell him I'm going to be holding short once we get up there. I'm not just going to cross this runway. I think I have a light going out in here. I'm assuming there's a hold short line up here somewhere. Okay.
Delta 671, Atlanta Center is closed. Frequency change approved.
KW for life, hello, welcome.
Okay, 22 for Delta 671, see you.
Caution, too slow. Check AOA. Caution, too slow. Caution,
Memphis Center, November 8033 Foxtrot on Alpha, holding short 02.
November 33 Foxtrot, cross runway 2 on Alpha.
caution.
Crossing runway 2 on Alpha, November 33 Foxtrot.
Approaching runway 02, 20. Entered runway 02, 20.
Clear. 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 That is a very good question, Dave. Technically it is on there, and it does, you know, especially for ground ops, you want to lean it down a little bit. And I suppose I could. I generally don't lean this aircraft out unless I'm just sitting there parked at idle. And to be honest, that's if I remember to do it. But the checklist itself does specify that, yes. KW for life, we're getting ready to depart out of Fort Smith and head to ArkanSTOL, Birds Adventure Center, about 40 miles northeast of here. Gonna test out the ArkanSTOL course in X-Plane 12. Looks like there's gonna be a spot to do a run-up here. That'll be convenient. Scenery-wise, we are using Photo Arc Imagery along with SimHeaven, X-World America, along with the new Global Forest version 2, X-Plane 12 trees. And that's about it in this area. And then obviously my airport once we get there, Birds Adventure Center. Interesting. Looks like it's connected over here. We'll just turn right around here towards 340, do a quick run up. There's nobody behind us. Okay. Fuel. Get that on both. Make sure it's full rich. Trim. takeoff. Flight controls. On the right, down on the left. Up on the left, down on the right. Elevator, rudder, both fuel responsive. Okay. Here we go. 1800. Brakes are on. Left mag, there's my drop. Right mag, there's my drop. And oil temperature, oil pressure, both in the green. Suction looks good. Manifold pressure is good. Nothing on the annunciator panel. Let's check that idle friction. Go ahead and power it back. Friction lock feels good there. Dave UK, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. And Min's Ray 99, welcome aboard and thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome aboard, Felicity. Happy to have you. Run-up checklist looks good. Spin back around here. You know what? I'm gonna make a note to update this one. Looks like there are some numbers need updated. We've got 2.5. It was 2.5 and 0.2 at that end, and specified 2.6 and what is it? 0. Yeah. So it looks like these runways have changed by a degree. So I'll put this on a list of things to address at some point.
Memphis Center, American Airlines 1542, 8,500, climbing 15,000. American 1542, Memphis Center, climb and maintain, flight level 370. Climb and maintain 370, American Airlines 1542.
Memphis Center, November 33 Foxtrot, runway 26, number 1 ready.
November 33 Foxtrot, proceed on course, runway 26, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, proceed on course, November 33 Foxtrot, thank you. Strobes going on.
Approaching runway 26. Entered runway 26. 7,900 feet remaining.
So we are going to have a bit of a crosswind, looks like, so we will hold some wind correction in there. We are on center line, alright, full revs, full power. Let's hold that rudder to maintain center. Airspeed's coming alive, neutral, rotate. Positive climb rate.
Memphis Center, TPC 45.
Climb out at VY.
04 nautical miles from Springfield.
Alright, everything's in the green. We got plenty of runway left, but I'm calling it a go.
Memphis Center, United Lift 56, requesting eyes are clear and still here.
United Lift 56, Memphis Center, cleared to Chicago O'Hare Airport, JT5 departure, O-day transition and as filed. Maintain 5,000, expect flight level 360, 10 minutes after departure. March frequency 133.65, squawk 1543.
Alrighty, United 1156 clear to O'Hare International Airport, JT5, departure, O-date transition that is filed. Expect flight level 360 10 minutes after departure.
I do need to make some adjustments to the fuel flow gauge based on this new aircraft.
United 1156, maintain 5,000, rest read back correct.
Maintain 5,000, roger that, United 1156.
Argentina 1737, contact Nashville approach 119.35.
Contact Nashville approach and 119.35. Thank you for the contact.
Alright, where are we at? 3,000? We're going 3,500. Is that correct? Yes.
And center cactus 845.
Alright, let's go ahead and level off here.
45.
And cactus 845, if possible, can we request runway 36 right for arrival?
Cactus 845, affirmative, expect runway 36 right.
Good, we'll expect 36 right. I appreciate that very much, cactus 845.
Oh, you know what? I totally forgot to
At the center, United 1156.
turn my trim wheel on.
Departure request, can we expect?
United 1156, expect
So
runway
we
36
may have to have the navigator take over for just a minute here. Alright, let's set an altitude hold of 3,500. And let's set a heading hold once this grabs the altitude. And then I'm going to step out of the aircraft for just a couple seconds.
Memphis Center, Delta 1268 with you, 15,435, flight level 350.
Delta 1268, Memphis Center, squawk 1546.
1546, Delta 1268, thank you.
Alright, navigator has the plane, positive control, yes. I'll be right back in just a second. Well, maybe about 30 seconds once I make sure it establishes communication.
Delta 1268, just confirm the squawk code 1546, 1546.
154, sorry, I transposed to 1268.
Delta 1268, radar contact 30 miles east of Little Rock.
Copy 1268.
American 1542, clear direct TASA. Number 6 Bravo Whiskey, safe parking.
The east SBO.
Tower 6 Bravo Whiskey, roger. Taxi to the ramp via Alpha. Taxi via Alpha, 6 Bravo Whiskey. American 1542, Mr. Are you with us?
Alright, so sorry about that.
Yes, I am here. American 1542, clear direct TASA. Direct TASA for American 1542. Left the center, United 1156, ready for push and start. United 1156, push on taxiway Juliet's approved, advisory to taxi. Push on to Juliet approved, will advisory to taxi, United 1156.
Alright, give me back my plane. My aircraft.
Cactus 845, descend via barbecue 3 arrival,
My
landing
aircraft.
toward transition, Smith's altimeter 3002.
Okay.
Coming in with the
Trim wheels alive.
Cactus 845, sorry about that. Cactus 845, descend via barbecue 3 arrival. And we'll descend via the barbecue 3 arrival for Cactus 845. Center 1268, I need to step off the flight deck for about 5. Delta 1268, approved, that's requested. Copy, thank you.
Are we over our road yet? Yeah, we're over the road. We're over, well, the road we need to follow to get to the road we need to follow to get the birds. I do want to thank everyone for coming in, flying with me this evening as we go and I'll check out the ArkanSTOL and X-Plane 12 at Birds Adventure Center. The real world competition is coming up this weekend. But I haven't had a chance to see how the course performs yet in X-Plane 12 with the new flight model. Plus I made some minor changes to the scenery that I need to update on xplane.org. The other significant difference I've noticed between 11 and 12 is somebody's updated the OSM data. Because where there used to be no water in X-Plane 12, or X-Plane 11, there's water now. So the OSM data in this area has been updated significantly from what I can tell.
3600 by Juliet Romeo, United 156. Taxi 45 is just stepping late for about a minute. Is that okay? Taxi 45, roger, it's approved.
I do enjoy the new horizon, how the light meets the horizon as well. In 12, with the new weather. Alright, what other landmark can I use to get the birds? Okay, so it looks like there's going to be an airport, it looks like Franklin, at the road that I need to head north on. Alright, so we'll just use that as a landmark. Just need to look out for an airport just south of this road that we're over.
Taxi 45, roger.
I was flying last night, I was on a ILS approach, final approach into Rutledge, Romeo Uniform Tango, and runway 19er, and probably 30 feet from the runway, got a either a wake turbulence or a wind shear, just totally picked up my left wing, right wing struck the ground, prop struck the ground. It was definitely an interesting experience.
Delta 205, descending via the Swift to, at 280. Delta 205, net center, squawk 1551. 551 in the box, Delta 205.
Steven 9975, hello, welcome. Happy to have you. We just departed out of Fort Smith, Arkansas. Foxtrot, Sierra Mike, we're heading to Birds. 51 Alpha Romeo.
Center 1268, back with you. Delta 1268, roger. Delta 205, verify the squawk code. Oh, no, I forgot what it was. Stand by. Delta 205, squawk 1551, 1551. 1551 from Delta 205.
Percival Bingo Bottom, welcome, and that's okay, we won't talk about it.
Delta 205, radar contact 20 miles northwest of Choo Choo. Descend via Swift to arrival, north transition, Nashville altimeter 3001.
The front display is a 75-inch 4K
We'll descend via the Swift to
LCD
Delta 25.
and a LED.
Left the center, United 1156, ready for takeoff at runway 36, center.
United 1156, RNAV to D-Long, runway 36 center, clear for takeoff.
Percival Bingo Bottom, thank you for the follow. I greatly appreciate it. Welcome aboard. Felicity again, happy to have you. Heading the Birds Adventure Center, 51 Alpha Romeo, out of Fort Smith. Alright, do we see an airport yet? No, not yet.
Memphis Center, American 613, flight level 280.
American 613, Memphis Center, squawk 1553.
Steven,
1553, American 613.
I want to say yes, and that's the only explanation I can come up with a phenomenon I experienced last night. I was on a ILS approach and everything was stabilized, didn't have any crosswind or anything. Next thing I know, I'm going a right wing touchdown and a prop strike, and so it's actually on the I sent it over to the YouTube channel, but it's still on. It's actually the most recent one on the Twitch channel as well. And it's just up the end. It's the very last. It's the last landing.
Landing in north transition at altimeter 3004.
But VATSIM, I was flying with a large VATSIM group, the Virtual USA Flying Club.
Extended events to
In one of our events, so there was a lot of us there.
004.
But
American 613.
it was still several
United
minutes
1156, radar contact, common maintain 160,000.
between the previous arrival and me. So I'm not sure why such the delay or wind turbulence, but who knows. I think I passed my road. Sure did. I thought that was the road.
Maintain 16,000.
But was there an airport? We were going to use that airport as a VFR waypoint, right? I didn't see an airport. Let's circle around, see if we can see an airport. If I don't see an airport, I might have to put an airport there at some point. I'm sure it's there. It's gotta be there. It's a big airport. Oh, yep, there it is. Okay. So I just barely passed it. Alright, so if there's our airport, then our road north to Birds, it's gotta be this little wee itty bitty one right here. So let's go ahead and get back down. I do know that the road goes north, runs north of Birds, so it may just fly through the valley. There's a farm that's just northeast
Delta 205
of the
contact,
field.
Nashville approach 119.35.
I put some hay bales in there, so I want to see what those look like. So we get an X-Plan 12, see how they're modeled.
United 1156, climb and maintain flight level 360.
Up to 360 for United 1156.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to Unicom. We're not under flight following, we just needed the departure, so we should be able to switch over. He gave us on navigation. So for our testing purposes this evening, I went ahead and combined both the qualifying course and the competition course. So you are going to see 3 different sets of pylons to clear instead of just the usual 2. But I'll explain all that as we get closer there and as we run the course. To actually answer the question, Stephen, I do believe, yes, that wake turbulence does work with network-connected traffic in X-Plane 12. VATSIM traffic. This is the same as Twitch, yes sir. And yes, it is the most recent one on the YouTube channel as well. Merge traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot, is about 5 miles west of the field. Going to be coming up the Mulberry River to land the river strip birds. Field elevation at Bird is 1800. You know, one thing I never did is set my altimeter. We are flying the Peterson Katmai's 182, so our stall speed is going to be a little bit slower. I'm hoping that the aircraft works out for the course. It's kind of what I'm working on it for. there are actually several dozen, you probably wouldn't know, but there are several dozen grass strips along this whole valley here. Alright, we're not far now. Once we see the hay bales, we're just around the corner. WestJet, hello buddy. Hi, welcome to, we're almost to ArkanSTOL. We departed out of Fort Smith. It was not very too far away, only about 40 miles or so. We're making our approach into Bird's Adventure Center, checking out how my scenery looks with X-Plane 12. Gonna check on the changes that were made and see how X-Plane 12, how it actually works in 12. So as you start to see these colorful trees pop up, that is the result of still having an old X-Plane 11 forest definition. Unfortunately, when I designed the scenery, 12 wasn't out yet, so I don't have those tree definitions to put in here. But our surrounding area is covered by the X-Plane 12 trees with our global forest. Almost overflew her. And we're gonna go around this one. I was too busy looking at the pretty trees. Alright, so here's our river strip, and we're just gonna kinda overfly it right now. Go for it, and now when you qualify for this course, there's this red house over here. You have to kind of dogleg to avoid. Red roofed house. And we're going to go ahead and do a 180 around. Alright, we're about to our turn point. Yeah, there's no way I would have qualified on that run. Alright, let's taxi over here. Let's make some adjustments to weight and balance. And then we'll run the qualifying course. And I'm going to turn back the clock just a little bit. So typically, you wouldn't be back taxiing once you land. Well, there's an exit just off to the right. But for now, we're just gonna back taxi. I'll exit over here, turn the clock back a little bit, and adjust some weight and balance, and we'll see what we can do. Hey, almost done here. Alright, let's see. One of these days I'll have to teach the dogs to sit in here. Weight and balance. Let's see. I'm gonna drop you off so you can hang out and watch. We'll just leave you as it is. I'll wind the clock back a little bit. Hello, Mia. Alright. In order to qualify, and for qualification, I'll show you here. Qualify, when we make our circle, we're gonna attempt to be over this set of pylons here to the front. These two pylons that are custom done for X-Plane. So to qualify, you need to, on your landing for qualification, you would need to be over those pylons. And come to a stop before the next line up here. But from here, we're going to, here's our start scratch line. And in my version of the scenery, in the X-Plane version, you'll have hash marks at every 10 feet and 50 feet and 100 feet. Small is 10, medium are 50-foot marks, and your longer ones are 100-foot marks. This is just to kind of to judge your landing. Melvin, welcome, buddy. Hello. Pleasure to have you. Just getting ready to apply the new ArkanSTOL course here. I just redid this one tonight, and I'm gonna test it out here in X-Plane 12. And actually, this is the result of. It's actually an X-Plane 11 forest definition. I didn't have the 12 definitions when I did the course, so I can only assume the colors are a result of X-Plane 12 rendering the colors based on the season of fall. But the forest definition itself is an Ozark forest definition from X-Plane 11. But they do look pretty good. Getting ready to run the qualifying course and then the event course and see how it goes. We are using our Katmai, King Katmai. I'm really growing fond of it. Okay. Let me get scooted up here. I need a bit more braking power. Alright. That feels good. Full rich. Here we go. We're going to do the qualifying one first, and then we're going to do the event course. Need to be airborne above the pylons, and then land above the returning pylons and stop before the scratch line up there. Here we go. Airborne, to grab that ground effect. Don't want to overfly that red house. Alright, and we'll go ahead and circle back around. once we get out this way, we kind of get a mix of the X-Plane 12 3D trees. Alright, once we land again, I'm going to pull up a qualifying picture on the map just to make sure. Find these turn points again. It's been a minute since I've flown it. Nope, that line was way back there. We were way too hot, way too fast, and I just pulled that power back a lot sooner. We're gonna try this again. Flaps up. Beach is the burb. It was just a little bit rough, but the sound's a bit different too on the grass runway. If the little thing, and what is that, landing rate plug-in shows green, generally I think it's okay. But again, I don't even know how accurate it actually is. Alright, let's take a look at...
Caution, too slow.
Where is birds here? Okay. So, gotta clear the takeoff obstacles. Overfly Traveler runway, do the dog leg, not to overfly the red house. Looks like I kind of want to make my crosswind turn on the qualifying right when the river starts in the middle of the southern point of the river there. So, okay, then we're gonna come back over. We're gonna keep the road on our south, it looks like, so I might have been making those just a bit too tight. Okay, and then we can kind of come in on a roundabout base. Okay, so maybe I was just going a bit too tight on this. So we're gonna go roundabout base to final there. Okay, so alright. Makes a bit more sense. We'll see how that goes, and then this is the actual challenge course. So you have your start scratch line. You go ahead and take off a river runway. Your first landing would be just right around the corner here at Traveler. And then you're going to turn around, take back off, overfly river runway again. Go around the bend. You've got two hard decks here. There's two trees, one there, one there. We're gonna go fly over those hard decks, can't be below them, and then go through the tree line here, past the old restaurant strip, and land at Traveler, the new driftwood runway. And then turn around, take back off, clear these takeoff obstacles. Again, you have your hard decks, need to come back over, and then here are your landing obstacles. But for our purposes in flying tonight, you're going to see all 6 of them. You are going to see takeoff obstacles, landing obstacles for qualifying, and you're going to see landing obstacles and takeoff obstacles for the challenge course. So let's try this again.
Caution, too slow.
Probably gonna have time to do a couple of these, and I will have to call it an evening. Alright. We're quite there. I don't think we're quite there. I went past it just a little bit. That's alright. So, I would imagine if my struts are lined up with the right white line, I would say our nose wheel is going to be right about there. Alright. Let's give it a shot. Full power. Give me flaps 10 actually.
Caution, too slow. Check AOA.
Alright, we cleared those ones. Alright, so it looks like the river bends south right up here. Alright, I got that road on my south side. That does give me a better visual of the road leading into birds. There's the next hard deck. So that should put us more kind of on point here. There it is.
Check AOA.
don't think we were quite over those ones. Alright, let's try this again. Let me just catch up with the chat here real quick while we're on the ground. Okay. Yeah, there were some storms in the area. The latest METAR that I pulled when I came in there said light and variable on the winds. So I guess it was variable to the extreme. Unfortunately, I did not get a chance to get a TAC view recording of it to double check it. But I did save the flight, so hopefully with the flight saved, there's some analysis data in there that I can go back through and look at. Let's try the qualifying again. Let's get up here to our start scratch line. Or no, we need a back taxi. So I guess we want to say almost 500 feet. What is that? 90, 80, 76, about 460 feet. Feet from the start scratch line to the next line there. 740 feet from your landing obstacles to the line over there. Alright, let's try this again. Flaps 10. And full power. Rudder. Pull back. Airborne. Up there. Alright. Ground effect. Power back. Dog leg. Dog leg right. There's our house that we don't overfly. Alright, here's gonna be our south bend in the river. Let's see. Yep, it's good there. A bit more power as we climb up the mountain just a bit. I'm gonna pull the power back. Okay, there's the road. Medium flaps 2. Full flaps. for them.
Check AOA.
I bet if I had down just a little bit less power, we might have made that stop in time. Alright, let's try the actual challenge course. The actual event with the pilot club that they're putting on, that I did the scenery for, is going on Friday night. And due to our schedule, I don't think I'll actually be able to participate in their official event. But I'm going to try and at least catch the meeting with them tomorrow.
Caution, too slow. Caution, too slow.
Okay, so in the event course, these two pylons aren't going to be here. They're here for qualifying, just because they want to make sure that you can clear those obstacles. But for the event course, those obstacles are actually moved down to the end of Driftwood, which we're getting ready to go check out. Alright, I'm just going to do this all with box 10. Alright, full power. Airborne, power back.
Check A. Caution, too slow. Caution, too slow.
Well, got to an uncoordinated stall there. Let's try it again. Resetting. Okay. Load back in here, fix our aircraft, and try it one more time. Let me go up here into failures, fix all failures, make sure that's done. We go back into weight and balance. Okay, that looks good there, looks good. Apply changes. I'm just going to expedite this startup. Master on, beacon on, rich, clear prop, clear the left, clear the right. There's a lady standing up front there, way up there, she's out of the way. Max to start. Landing light on, avionics on, strobes on, we are on Unicom, transponder on, mode Charlie. I'm not going to worry about reconnecting back to it. Oh no. I will just for posterity's sake. I guess it doesn't actually disconnect me if I crash my aircraft. Okay. Parking brake off.
Caution, too slow.
see something. Alright, so my nose goes a little far with the struts lined up. Good to know. Okay, and flaps 10, full power.
Caution. Too slow. Check AOA. Check AOA. Check AOA. Caution. Too slow.
Oh, I totally missed this runway. Hey, are we still alive? How about that? Theoretically, we would have landed this runway. So which would go ahead and take back off. Fly back over River Strip.
Caution. Too slow.
And we've got a hard deck of these two trees here.
Check AOA.
One tree. There's another tree. Make some flaps.
Check AOA. Caution. Too slow.
Alright. Turn back around. Full power. Hope to clear these pylons.
Check A. Caution. Too slow.
And then back over your hold decks. And we're gonna go back to River Strip.
Caution. Check AOA. Caution. Too slow.
Yep. So that's the general idea of the course. Whoops, sorry. Didn't mean to run us off the road there. We'll try it one more time. Actually, I want to try the qualifying one more time. Oh, I think my wing just clipped the pylon. Oh, wrong line. does it look there as far as our nose wheel in the line? Still not quite there. Alright, so right about there is where we're going to need to be. Just for my own future reference. Flaps are 10, full power, here we go. Oh, I said I was going to do the qualifying one, but here I'm doing the challenge course again. I was a little off there. So that would have disqualified me already. But let's see if we can do last year's hairpin turn before we call it a night. Airborne. See if we can't hit grit. This is going to be where it's real easy to lose coordination. Yeah, we're way overshooting grit. Don't mind me. Alright. Fortunately, that's all the time I'm going to have for this evening. So the things to do here at the house before we call it a night. I'm going to go spend some time with my first officer. I'm going to go have some supper. So let's go land back here at River Strip. And we are landing the wrong direction, just FYI. Alright, but scenery-wise, I think it's going to work alright, so I'll go ahead and get these new updates. I guess I'll go ahead and we'll talk about those new updates real quick. I've extended this road here. This one here that runs north. I've extended that up a ways. It's kind of a to provide more of a VFR waypoint for the qualifying. And the other thing I did from the last version, let me swing us back around here, is remove the obnoxious telegraph wires and poles, and I just replaced them with some wooden pylons just to kind of simulate more of an old telephone pole. Doesn't have any wires going to it like you might find in the Ozarks. And those are actually going to be at the end of the new Driftwood runway. So we'll circle back around, land on Driftwood. So we just have these wooden pylons in place of the other telegraph wires. Couldn't find anything better at the time. Alright, but that's it for this evening. Unfortunately, it's all the time I have. Let's go ahead and secure our aircraft. Get our flaps up, parking brake on. You know what? This isn't right. We gotta go at least land and park back where we need to be. Flaps 10, full power. Way off of the runway there. But we did clear our takeoff obstacles.
Caution, too slow.
Well, there we have it. When you exit the course, you are circling around. You're going down to the west here, and you're basically circling around to the north and going back to your row if you're competing. Also need to make sure you don't clip the wing of another parked aircraft. Indeed, and that's what this event caters towards. Is your bush aircraft. Okay. It is available. This airport is available for both X-Plane and MSFS 2020. The MSFS version is on the Dot 2. Him and I, that developer and I, I worked pretty closely to try and get a lot of things to match up as far as your major stuff, your runways, your markers, your pylons. We made sure all of that stuff was identical. The stuff you'll find different is your objects, your models, things like that. Alright, now let's go ahead and secure our aircraft. Parking brake on, flaps going up, avionics going off, all of our lights going off. Make sure it's going to lean, mags to off, and master to off. And since we're going to exit the aircraft, we'll go ahead and disconnect from VATSIM. Alright, I will see you over there at the FBO. We'll catch up on the chat and answer this question. We don't have a whole lot of time, but we'll chit chat for a minute. I'll see you there.
First I want to thank everyone for coming in and flying with me this evening. Let me just catch up on the chat here real quick. Excuse me. Setup work for any aircraft? Technically, yes. Spun dot. Technically, yes. It does take a lot of work to modify an aircraft ACF file to make it work with Felicity. Most of your aircraft have a 530 or a G1000 as their COM1 unit, and my COM1 in here is a 430, so you have to make that swap. You have to make some visual view setting swaps in PlaneMaker. But to answer your question, yes, it can. Yeah, it could. Multi-engine, you'd have to tie both engines, N1, N2 to one control. So I'm not sure how well that would work out. But I guess technically it could. But moving along here, a couple new follows I do want to say thank you for. Dave Jr. UK came in with a follow, and Minceray 99 and Percival Bingo Bottom all came in with a follow this evening. So I do appreciate that. It is always my pleasure to have you all on board. WestJet came in, Melvin Leroy showed up, and Spun Dot, Hawker 125. Spun Dot, it's always a pleasure to have you on board. You're generally pretty quiet, but it's always a pleasure to find out you tagged along. So if Brian came in, if I did miss anybody, I do apologize. Sometimes it is hard to keep up with the chat. WestJet, always a pleasure, my friend. So I think with an appropriate aircraft, the airport and the course will work out just fine for X-Plane 12. So I just my aircraft isn't quite equipped for that type of flying, and I know that, but it's fun for me, just to try it. So I do want to again thank you all for coming in. I'm not sure what we'll be doing tomorrow, flight wise, but we'll figure something out. Let's see who we can send you over to. Let's see who's flying currently. Slan Alpha is doing a River Run series in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Let's go give him a raid. You're the excellent streamer on Twitch, a good friend of mine. So yeah, tell him I said hello, and we will see you guys all next time. Take care and stay safe.